I'm starting.
Okay.
Welcome to Motoind. I'm Johan, Kannad at the wheel,
Hi guys.
and we are men in Maruti 800. We bring you automotive development news of the week while not driving around Mumbai this week. Why is it, Kannad?
We want to do it something quick this time around.
Yeah,
So
we both are busy and we got a quick episode shoot. And what is the surprise this week?
we have an interesting French brand with us today.
Okay.
Alpine. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it.
Okay.
But yeah, stick to the end and find out more about it.
Yeah, stick to that. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed and if it's the first time here. To kick things off, we have a lot of launches due to festive season this week.
Yeah,
and
it's raining cars out there.
It is left, right and center. And Panamera GTS was unveiled globally, but we have a launch of Porsche Cayenne in India.
India, correct.
Yeah, so 1.19 crores, it's a cheap SUV. I mean, you and me can buy it. Going up all till 1.92 crores.
And somewhere down 1.58 or somewhere you should the hybrid.
Which is an interesting price point for the Porsche Cayenne. What engines do we have?
Turbo V6 is there, and the great thing about this time is that they are offering hybrid. The reason being is, Lexus is coming up with hybrids.
Okay.
Even though their cars are, CBU and expensive and all,
Really
but
expensive,
still, but they are selling well. Like you can spot Lexus on the road.
Yeah.
So Porsche has also been thinking that, hey, why not go for the hybrid option?
Yeah, I agree.
And
with
they
that.
priced it bang in the middle of the two variants.
Which totally surprised me. Usually hybrids are more expensive than the normally aspirated engines.
Yeah.
The single turbo V6 has 335 bhp and
450 Nm.
450 Nm. That is the entry level variant of Cayenne. And the top level variant has twin turbo V8, which is around 700 Newton meter stock,
542 bhp and 740 Nm, I think.
740 Newton meter. That is very powerful SUV. 0 to 100 4 seconds, 4.1 seconds.
4.1, very very quick to the turn, and it will shame quite a bit of cars.
Even sports car for that matters, which is quite interesting, because I think this is the only practical Porsche for India. You can take it anywhere without thinking twice, and you don't have to look about for a puddle-free road.
But you do remember that it comes with 315 profile 35 section rear tires. Those are massive.
Yeah, and really low profile one.
Exactly.
Even if you hit a speed bump, your tire is almost damaged. Rims to puck are damaged. I wonder why Porsche chose that. Is it because of to keep that performance characteristics?
Performance characteristics, and they have the air suspension, so maybe that.
Coupled with that, that even thinks of that. I agree. But the funny fact is, the SUV is already sold out in India.
Yeah, it looks like the initial allotment was sold out already, before the launch itself.
That brings about the second launch in hand, of which the prices has remained more or less stable.
Yeah.
What do we have next?
We have the Isuzu MU-X being launched. So
Okay.
it comes with a lot of some updated features, some chrome bits here and there, 6 airbags.
Yeah.
So it's a good price, and it will be coming only in two variants. One is the 4x2 and one is 4x4.
Okay.
So around 26 and 28 lakhs for each ex-showroom Delhi.
Okay.
And it's decent, I would say, like black interiors and all.
But I would add one more point to it. It's more than just decent. Okay, tell me one thing. Which other SUV do we get with the same price point and 5 years warranty and 5 years money-free maintenance? Which other SUV do we get?
It's there, but see, Toyota comes pretty close. The cost of maintenance of a Fortuner is not at all suitable for a 30 lakh car. It's more like a 5 lakh rupee car. So
I agree to you on that. I agree.
So I would say it doesn't really make a dent, but yeah, it's a peace of mind for sure.
Yeah, it's included in the package, and you don't have to
pay extra,
take out your wallet when you go to the service center. Toyota, you always have back of that mind that you might have to shell out. And Isuzu is pretty reliable brand coming from Japan.
Yeah, definitely. It's their tagline is the diesel engine specialist. So you can say that they know what they're doing, and being Japanese, people will also have that confidence of Japanese engineering going there.
I agree. But somehow they're lacking in India. Why do you think that is?
It depends. Basically, the products, like when they launched the D-Max and all, so they were not expecting that kind of success with the car.
Okay.
So that has become very nice. But MU-X has always been slightly overpriced. Basically, the D-Max and MU-X is based on the same platform.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think they priced it a bit too high. So this
Okay.
time around they kept the prices same and added some more features.
Mm-hmm. Maybe people will realize the value for money proposition,
Yeah, definitely.
and they will pick up Isuzu, because Isuzu is going to add products to their lineup. We heard of a smaller SUV coming from Isuzu.
Yeah, so depending on markets and you know the viability and everything, Isuzu might bring out a small SUV in India.
Okay.
So the question here remains what engine they are going to use.
Yeah, even I was thinking about that. We have a little more pricier launch. What do we have after?
2018 Maserati GranTurismo is here for just rupees 2.25 crores.
That just rupees 2.25 crores, and you put an asterisk over it because you got to tick option boxes
Yeah,
a little bit
definitely.
here and there,
So-
and you got to buy their merchandise also. Maybe a
Yeah.
T-shirt for like 3,000, 4,000 bucks. Maybe a pen for like 10,000 bucks. I mean, adding all that up, you will
Definitely spend a lot,
spend
yeah.
a lot. And Maserati is the poor man's Ferrari, perhaps.
Yeah, it has the same Fiat, sorry, not Fiat, so Ferrari, so it's naturally aspirated V8.
Uh-huh.
So that should be about 4.7 liter engine
Yeah.
and developing around 453 bhp.
Uh-huh.
And I like the fact that it's very high revving, so it goes till 7,000 rpm.
Yeah, and it's naturally aspirated. I mean,
When was the last time you got a NA car?
Yeah.
Okay, we are sitting in an NA car, but still, yeah.
that brings to an interesting joint venture development, which we were discussing last week with the Ford Edge.
So Ford and Mahindra have now signed up again for a, sharing agreement with the engine. So
Okay.
according to the agreement, Mahindra will develop a small BS6 compliant petrol engine
Okay,
and
okay.
supply it to Ford.
Okay.
And they both, Ford and Mahindra, will work on a telematic solution
Okay,
which
okay,
they will be using in all their.
That's like the Honda Connect, which will
Possibly.
provide all the information for your services and
Yeah.
all other driving data and stuff
Yes.
like that. And why do Ford really need Mahindra to give them the petrol engines? Doesn't Ford already have the 1.2 and the 1.5 liter and the Freestyle and the
But
Figo?
it is not BS6 compliant, so
Oh,
eventually
okay.
you might require that. And being a low volume player, they are
Okay.
more concentrated on exports.
Okay, okay.
So the exports markets will have a priority in India.
The interesting development in this is Ford and Volkswagen is in talk for a joint venture globally.
That will happen as well. But see, now what has happened everywhere, the sales are slowing down.
Yeah.
Profits are going down. So car makers will definitely want to forge alliances.
Yeah, they're forging a lot of alliances these days. I mean, I've never heard car makers joining hands together to bring out models, new
Yeah.
models like BMW and Toyota for the
Definitely,
Supra and
yeah.
Z4. It's totally unheard of. Few years back, they would have gone on their own and guarded their trade secrets.
Exactly.
But now they are sharing their trade secrets, sharing the cost, and I think at the end of the day, we consumers are getting much better products too.
Exactly.
Which is interesting because we are getting more competition also in our markets.
Yep.
And MG Motors is coming to India.
Yes, they are not only just coming to India,
Uh-huh.
they are going to bring an electric SUV as well. The second product
Oh.
that will launch in India will
Okay.
be an electric car. So basically, MG is nothing but SAIC's brand.
And I think they are trying to get rid of the made in China tag with this.
Yeah, so basically they have said that this would be made in, like, designed in UK, China, in coordination with Indian peoples. Yeah.
So where do you think? So what will it have? Made in India, made in China, made in UK?
See,
What tag?
it'll be heavily localized. So
Uh-huh.
right from day one, you have at least 75% localization.
Uh-huh.
So it's sufficient to say that except for maybe the batteries and motor, everything else would be made in India.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's a good start, I would say.
Yeah, because as such, the electric vehicles in China is huge in number, and
Yeah.
you can't get that scale in India just overnight.
Yeah. So they are planning around 30 dealerships, 30 to 40 dealerships at the start.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, people, if they like a product, they are going to buy in India.
Yeah, I
So you might as well be prepared, have dealerships in major cities.
I bought a Xiaomi phone, which is made in China, which
Yeah.
is an electronic product which is unheard of for me.
Correct.
Because I always thought made in China products weren't that good. But they are coming up with quality, they are coming up with technology. So
Definitely.
you think MG can make a dent in India in that aspect?
I'm pretty sure they can because they are in a very big volume country as well. They
Okay.
have the experience of selling in a very competitive market in China.
Yeah.
So
But there
can
they
do it
were
better.
state-owned. China government had backed them. But in
Yeah.
India, they won't have that kind of subsidy or that kind of advantage.
They are state backed, but in
Mm-hmm.
India they are coming up with a as a whole new company. So giving them a fresh start would definitely be a good idea.
Yeah, and as such, the Chinese market is also slowing down. So
Yeah.
they got no other choice than to ramp up in globally, especially in a growing market like India. Which also brings about the last segment of our show, which is the car which we think should be brought to India. What do we have this week?
We have the Alpine A110.
Okay. Like, tell me more about it. I have never heard about the
Yeah,
Alpine
brand is basically rewind to about 30-40 years.
Okay.
And
That is early 70s and 80s?
yeah. So around that time we had Renault. Everybody knows Renault. So they had a brand Alpine,
Yeah.
which used to make very nice sports cars.
Okay.
And you might be surprised hearing this, but one of their cars has won the WRC championship as well.
Wow.
The only championship.
Okay,
So
I think I think
69 or
69
sometime.
Yeah, A110 Berlinetta.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that is sports car winning WRC
Yeah.
championship. I mean, that has got to have some kind of pedigree.
Exactly.
So they are bringing the retro design back.
Yeah,
too?
so it's basically like what Triumph and Ducati. I wouldn't say Ducati much, but Triumph is doing.
Yeah. Two-wheelers are have brought more retro designs back from the dead.
Correct.
Four-wheelers, not so much.
Not so much because see, frankly, the shape of the older cars is no longer suitable for crash test purposes.
Okay.
But that being said, for a sports car with a two-seat mid-engined rear-wheel drive car, you have that scope to work on. So
Okay,
these Alpine will have probably just two seats,
Okay.
transverse mounted engine,
Okay.
and it'll look nice and it'll look retro, but it'll have all the modern features in it.
Yeah, I heard it's totally aluminum body shell, which
Yeah.
weighs, and the car totally weighs just 1100 kgs, which
Yeah.
is like pretty light
Yeah.
Swift weight.
Swift weight, and the best part is it will be powered by 1.8 liter turbocharged engine, and it will be good for around 248 bhp
Okay.
and around 320 nm of torque. So
That's not bad numbers.
that are amazing figures for a 1100 kg car.
Yeah. You get a light, agile, and good handling car. For
Yeah,
that.
and it is claimed that the 0 to 100 would be around 4.5 seconds.
Wow.
So that is like unheard of in this segment.
Yeah, we were just saying today that Cayenne gets a twin turbo V8 to get that 4 second mark. Two reasons help it. One is Renault doesn't have a legacy brand.
Correct.
It doesn't have to carry over the old products or old designs or old components to make this, and they are free to make whatever they want.
Exactly.
And two is their expertise in making hot hatches like Megane and Pulse and things like that.
They have, I guess, in Europe,
Clio
also. Yeah.
Clio also. I think that helps a lot in this because
Yeah.
this car will be going up against TTRS, Audi TTRS, then the Cayman and Boxster twins, and for that matter, all the sports car in that price range. And this brings kind of value for money proposition.
Yeah, definitely. See, first of all, you not just have a fast car, you have a retro-looking car, which is pretty unique in the segment. At the same time, you have some history of the brand. So it's not like it's an unknown. Yeah, they didn't make any cars for the last 20-25 years, but yeah, it's a brand still there. We have the Java with us.
Yeah.
It was defunct for such a long time, yet still you have people associating with the brand. So Alpine has a potential to do something of that sort.
What I'm really looking forward to is the retro design revival game. I mean, hopefully other manufacturers take risks and go ahead and bring back those designs.
With all the cars looking more or less the same, the charm of the old cars is here. It may not be a volume seller, but Alpine could potentially be able to sell cars in decent numbers.
Yeah, and can even help Renault building the brand in India.
Pulling crowds to the show.
Pulling crowds to the showroom and showcasing that sexy retro design.
Yeah.
And with that thought, we close our segment for the show. And please keep watching us. Please keep supporting us. Please write down in comments how you like the show, how you like the Alpine A110 design. Show us some love. Over to you, Kannad, for sign off.
Yes. So guys, as usual, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, and drive safe.
Yeah.
That's it for guys. Ciao.